on.
It's Thursday Night Live again.
And we are alive.
And man, this time of year is like none other.
It's
Everything is
insane.
going on.
Hey, I have a funny story. We're in
Okay.
the MCU tonight.
We're in the what?
We're in the MCU tonight.
We are.
I am live on two podcast or live streams at the same time.
All
But this
right.
one really is live. The other one's not, but it's really, well, I'm really alive. But I'm in two alternate universes tonight.
Very cool. Very cool. Buddy, seriously, man. As they call it, the Expo Con season has kicked off. Feels like there is a show or something every weekend. Outside of this, it's big for me because, as you know, the Stanley Cup Finals started last night.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the Oilers and the Panthers?
You don't know anything about hockey wearing that hockey jersey, do you?
No, I know nothing whatsoever. A good friend of mine gave me this, so I'm just a showbie. So
That's Team Resolute Bliss hockey, right?
we always win. We play rough though.
And then one of my
Hey, so are you happy with what happened last night?
no, I'm not happy with what happened.
Overtime, man.
It was a good game, but no, I'm not happy with the result. No, I'm not.
Hockey's not supposed to be played in the South. You know that.
Well, it was an experience the first time for me going to a Panthers game, and it was like 90-something degrees outside. That is a different way to experience hockey. I'll tell you that.
Who took you to your first hockey game?
Oh, it's probably you. It was probably you. I would say for sure. The old Knoxville Cherokees.
Knoxville Cherokees. That's old school.
Yeah, with the old Redskin logo.
Hey, you remember Manon Rion? First female goalie.
Yeah. I actually corrected somebody on Facebook the other day about that. Like, that's not true. It's not now. That happened a long time ago. No, absolutely. And in the world of motorcycles, you've got the Isle of Man. Most people never heard the Isle of Man, but it is one of the fastest races on the planet. So if you ever YouTube Isle of Man TT, it's awesome. Supercross is going on, MotoGP, World Superbike. It's a big time for me. Comic books, motorcycles, hockey, everything's going on. And we're here tonight to talk about what you did Saturday.
Wait a minute. Is this the thing that was on OnlyFans or what we did at the shop?
We probably talk about the one at the shop.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so Saturday we had a great day. Nirvana Comics welcomed us in. We did a launch party for Paradox Reckoning. So it was the official launch party. Get that Kickstarter going, get it kicked off. We are getting some energy on it, some good blood. We had some other things that happened I'm going to go ahead and share it, by the way. Within just a few days, look at this. We have almost hit our goal.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
Very nice.
We are 92% of the way there. So this is awesome. All right. Let me go back to that. All right. So the other thing is, and you can dump that off if you want to, but so we had the launch party. We had a big announcement at the launch party. The big announcement was that Resolute Bliss is now doing Brides, which is Les L. Garner's book.
Yeah.
Super excited about that because Les is a heck of an artist. I loved Brides when I saw it 6 months ago. Thought it would fit great with our universe. Les decided, I kept badgering. The premise of this is, of course, Frankenstein's bride, thus Brides, goes and recruits the brides of Dracula.
That's right up your alley.
Yeah, right up my alley. And they start a tear. And it's beautiful artwork, beautiful story. Issue 1 is almost done. We are going to be publishing that. So that was part of our big announcement that we did on Saturday. And, of course, like I said, our official launch of Paradox Reckonings. Appreciate everybody that came out. Appreciate Jazz and Grant for supporting us and letting us do that there at their store. Zantana was in attendance.
Yeah, I was going to say something real quick about Zatanna. Apparently, she was a little jealous that you picked up Brides and not her.
That's awesome. Look, Rick, I know you're from Resolute Bliss Publishing, but why am I not on the shirt?
Listen, we have Brides on here. We have Wizard of Oz on here. We have Paradox on here. Wait a minute. I don't want to make you angry. I don't want to be turned into a frog. I'm sorry. Next issue, without a doubt, you're on the next shirt. Zatanna, even if DC sues us, you will be on the next shirt. I am so sorry. I am sorry. Check out ResoluteBliss.com. Check out our Kickstarter. Before I become a frog. Who is that idiot?
You did a pretty good job there. We had fun with Zatanna for sure.
We did have some fun with Zatanna. So it was a good day. It was an all-day event. Like the other thing we had was the Independent Coalition meeting.
Yep.
That's the first of its kind, at least in East Tennessee. We brought in. Let me give a shout out to all those guys really fast.
Or you could just watch the YouTube video because they have all their introductions on our Resolute Bliss YouTube channel.
Absolutely, that's probably the better idea. But we had about seven.
You get to see the visuals of their comic by checking that out. Yeah.
So the YouTube, you're exactly right. Every one of the publishers showed up their comic. That's one of the things I requested. Everybody got to talk about themselves for a second, and we're looking for a blueprint that we can create a national blueprint, if you will, to get a lot of these guys seen and heard from a little bit more. So super excited that all these guys and gals showed up to be a part of this. And once again, check out our YouTube video to see a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some great guys there, and you can see their books, their works, and I think some of them even talked about what they were going to be working on in that quick intro. So that's pretty cool. But you also, I know your Kickstarter's live that we just checked out, but you were also selling a book that day.
What?
Yeah.
So I'm super proud of this book. We just got it. Make me the feature.
Yeah, let me blow it up here.
So this is the Resolute Bliss Tour Edition, #1. We just got this last week. Super excited about it. What makes it cool is, first of all, it's got a wraparound cover by Les L. Garner. Super excited. It does a cross between Oz and Paradox. My two titles are coming out back to back. What also makes this book cool, it's 40 pages. It's got a double cover. And what I mean by that is truly a thick cover. But check out who did the inside cover. A guy named Jay Lee. Quite sure a lot of people know who he is. Beautiful cover. And the back cover is the guy we're going to have on the video cast here soon. Robert Pope. Love this guy. He had a little fun with the Oz crossing over. And of course, like I said, beautiful book that we got to release. It has a preview of the Oz story, has a preview of the Paradox story in it. It also has the origin of the Tin Man that's only in this book. It also has a introduction origin of the Feverus. Once again, it's only in this book. So super excited. We sold a bunch on the launch party. May have sold too many because this was supposed to be the book I was taking to Heroes Con and really want to promote it there. So
yeah. You got? Is it shiny? Because it's definitely shiny on this video.
It is so shiny. This or my head, I don't know which is worse. Okay.
Well, the comic book's beating you right now. I'll tell you. That is
the goal was my joke about this is, by the way, when they come to Heroes Con, Brad, will you see our booth? Will you see it?
I think you will see our booth since it's.
Is there any way to miss our booth at Heroes Con? Is there any way?
No. There's no way.
Then we're going to put this book on the table. As shiny as it is with those lights, it's going to be almost a religious experience shining. People are going to be like drawn to us thinking that there's something very special there. So that's why.
Heck yeah. That's awesome, man. So before we move any further, we forgot to talk about the man that is on tonight.
Let me tell you something.
Tell us.
I'm super excited about the guy that's our guest tonight. So, I've told people every time I'm on a different podcast, live cast, anything, or I've talked about covers that we have that's coming out from Resolute Bliss. I actually believe this is probably one of the most underrated guys in the business. He's a hard worker. He has been on so much stuff. I mean, whether he worked with John Byrne, and I wanted to ask him about it tonight specifically, Alpha Flight, the Hulk, Superman. He's inked Lady Death. He worked with Tom Rainey on the Warlock Chronicles and our actually very first issue of Paradox. I called it Paradox Chronicles and let him draw and ink the piece after the original Warlock Chronicles. So the guy's done a little bit of everything. Talent level, he's through the roof. He really is. Some cool things I want to talk about him. He also, he did Star Wars droids. I always forget that because I actually meant to go get that, and I'm going to have him sign it at Heroes Con.
I know you have it. I know you have it.
I do have Star Wars droids is the thing. Um, but he was also part of the first all black editorial team for Marvel, joining Christopher Priest. He also
Man, it's
became the
awesome.
first John Romita Raider. So the guy's got accolades. He's got stuff to back it up, and
Yeah.
super excited. And the only thing I'm going to say about him is how we met him. Met him in, we were walking by a booth. What con was it?
MegaCon.
Was it MegaCon?
It was
Walking by.
MegaCon.
The guy is, we start talking to him, couldn't talk to a nicer guy. I mean, the
Amen.
guy is, he's laid
Absolutely.
back, he's cool. And I looked up, I said, hey, what's that Warlock Chronicles piece there? He's like, I was the inker on it. And so humble. It's like, and I said, you know what? That's one of the most outstanding, memorable pieces I've ever seen. He's like, okay. I was like, come on, man. I just said that was an awesome piece. He's like, okay. I was like, will you do one for me? He's like, if you want me to. I mean, come on, man. That's how good the guy is. I mean, that's how humble he is.
It is.
And I just told him literally when we were in the backstaging area, I said, so you're going to be at Heroes Con. So he's going to be at Heroes Con. He's like, yeah. I said, cool. I said, I hope we get to hang out. He's like, yeah, I'll hang out with you guys. Like, no, we want to hang out with you. You're not hanging out with us.
Hey, can these nerds follow you around?
So he's our guest tonight. Super excited about. Really like this guy. Really do. I hope he does let us hang out with him. So
yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to show off my pieces once we bring him on.
All right.
Yeah. So
show off. Now I threw a picture up of our Resolute Bliss picture of some people in attendance.
Oh, yeah, from the launch party. That was a good picture.
The launch party, since we were talking about it. So
Yeah.
right there to the far left is Les L. Garner. He did brides and did a lot of my interior work. That's me. That's my beautiful daughter, Marley. Her boyfriend, Jack. That is the Brad who's joining us. And the guy with the peace sign, I don't know who he is, but James Joseph Jones is a rumor I've heard. I've also heard that picture might be in the post office. I don't know, but check out his Vampire Friedenheim books. He's actually part of the family as well. That's basically a family picture, and we adopted Les there. So
is Jack going to be a trucker when he grows up? Because he's got
he is going to be. He's going to be another trucker.
I hear the song Convoy playing.
I see a little Jerry Conway in him. If anybody knows what that means.
What's going on, man? That's awesome. Yeah, that was a heck of a turnout. I mean, we had a good time for that launch party, and I'm glad it got your tour book out there. It got people talking about Paradox. Brides finished strong that day. Man,
Brides, actually, thank you for bringing that up, Brad. So Brides Kickstarter ended that day. It beat its goal. It hit like 14,000, I think, that day. So $14,000 that it accomplished. So super excited about that.
Very good, very good. So this weekend, like we were talking about, it is rocking and rolling. So let me hit the first store with you first here in our little community. Nirvana Comics over on Kingston Pike is having this guy. Some people have heard of him. His name's Joe Quesada. He did some stuff at Marvel. You know what he did over there at Marvel? Editor in chief, something like that.
What?
You heard that? Yeah, I don't know what an editor. Do we have an editor in chief? What did that first?
We do. He's Brad.
So yeah, they've got Joe Quesada there this Saturday. They're doing some wild giveaways. I think the first 10 people get signatures for free. The first person gets a gift from Joe that he only gives to his family, I guess. I mean,
that's what I heard.
There's probably people camping out now. I mean, it's Thursday night. They're probably already there with their chair outside. So, yeah, that's a pretty big deal for sure. And they've, of course, got a lot of stuff from him. I showed my book last week. I'm for sure having him sign Kabuki. He did a Kabuki cover. I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's the big deal in town this Saturday, I guess you could say, is Joe Quesada. I touched base out there with Comics Exchange, the 3611 or 3611. I'm not sure
what
which
was the gang sign that Nolan did for him.
I'm not sure which gang sign Bill is in this week, but so Bill is working Saturdays because I know a lot of people like to go and see Bill. Bill is now working Saturdays. He's working Tuesday through Saturday. And I may have this reversed, but I'm pretty sure Lane is working Sundays there at the shop, and Jamie is working on Mondays. So I said, Bill, what's selling hot right now? And, of course, it was the Joe Quesada book, The World to Come. But he said the absolute titles are still good. Superman and Green Lantern are rocking and rolling. and I think he told me 2 others that I've already forgot. But he's having a good week. So yeah, if you want to go see Bill, he'll be out there Saturday. So after you see Joe, go see Bill over at Comics Exchange. Then I talked with Rocky over at Crypto. I said, "What's going on?" And he said a book that I was kind of happy to hear. The Pop Kills book has a cover that is selling well, and that's by our friend Jimmy Palmiotti. So he said that's the
I've
book
heard of that guy before.
Yeah.
Have you thought
I
about trying to get him to do a cover or something?
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
My idea, remember.
And he also said his absolute titles were doing well. So not this Saturday, because that's over at Nirvana, but over at Rockies in 2 weekends, he's having a sidewalk sale. He is doing, I think, short boxes of Independence. They're blind for $40. Or you can fill your own short box, which I think is 125 books for $50 from just his stuff. So
this is crazy. You're not buying a sidewalk. You're actually getting good deals on back issues of comics.
yeah, so you can pick up a blind box of indie titles for $40, or you can fill your own short box for $50. So yeah, it's rock
Every time you
and
say
roll.
short box, I think of Indiana Jones and Short Round. Sorry.
A little different. Is that what they call the small box? It's called short box, right? No, you got long box, you got short box. Long box,
Hey,
short box.
You make it your world. I'm in it.
I think it's 125 bucks. Let's put it that way. You pick them, or you can just go for blind for Independence. But yeah, so
I thought we were getting Short Round anyway, so I was confused.
he may have some short rounds there, but yeah, it's everything's rocking and rolling. So like I said, Rockies is not this weekend, but it is the next weekend, and that'll probably be his big show before Fanboy, which Bill said he's definitely going. Comics Exchange will be at Fanboy. He is going to be set up, and he's got some. He had, I think he said he's got some help already that weekend to help him at the booth, because man, that show gets going. And yeah, Dr. Mulsion, don't forget it. Margrave says I'm Dr. Mulsion. But of course, Rocky will be at Fanboy too.
Man. Keep it off the air.
Rocky will be at Fanboy too. Of course, he'll have a big setup going. He always brings a ton of dollar books and a bunch of other cool stuff. So those guys will both be there at Fanboy. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all what's going on around our community. Tell me, did you read anything good this week?
I did. You are going to once again say what is going on with Rick.
Is it a Spider-Man title? I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Is it a Spider-Man title? I'm going to blow you up here for 1 second. What is that?
Predator versus Spider-Man. I can't stop it. Spider-Man. Look at that cover, though. Is that not a gorgeous cover?
Yeah, I like that cover. You'll sell me on that cover.
I tell you, I'm not the Spider-Man nut, but Spider-Man's been making
I'm going to have to start arguing with you.
I'm an independent guy, but I tell you.
I hadn't even seen you bring an independent title on here besides your book.
I know. Well, that's awesome. So really, here's my book for the week. That's going to be my pick. Resolute Bill's
okay.
Awesome. The writer in this thing is unbelievable, man. But the horror that they've done with this Predator and the angle that they've taken, and it's starting to take a little flack because they're saying that the Predator is deviating from his normal kill protocol and stuff like that. It's an awesome book, man. It's a good ride. So,
is there any other Spider-Man titles you'd like to talk about?
You know what? I think I'm just going to order Spider-Man now. But it's weird because I'm not a Spider-Man guy, but it's had 3 of the 4 best books out of the past month, I think.
Your room you're sitting in is kind of dark, and I see a bunch of statues that I recognize that probably other people don't recognize. But next time we see you, is it going to be blue and red?
It will be. Oh, my gosh, you remind me. I got to kill that light. You probably got a glare going on, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit. It's not too bad. But yeah, you got a little bit of glare going on.
Here.
I don't know if that made it better or not. Hey, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's better.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I got distracted because I was shooting the bull with Keith before this all started, and I wasn't ready. No Spider-Man behind me, though.
So I did finish up. I'm caught up to date on Absolute Wonder Woman, and I'm caught up to date on G.I. Joe. Not the Real American Hero, but the Energon G.I. Joe. I'm all caught up. And
well,
the Energon universe has a lot going on, and I'm trying not to be an old curmudgeon because I like my real American hero. There's no doubt, but yeah, it's pretty neat, man. It's flip flop. The Baroness is good, whatever, and some things like that. But yeah, it'll keep your attention, no doubt. And Absolute Wonder Woman's pretty good too. Um, I'm trying not to be the old curmudgeon, just bring back my George Perez Wonder Woman. No, I get it. We got to move forward. So yeah, Absolute Wonder Woman's pretty good too. I would definitely recommend
Yeah,
it.
we have Gal Gadot nowadays and not Linda Carter, so it's okay to move on.
Oh no, that's what got Pretty Puma upset that they're not bringing back Gal Gadot.
I know. I know.
I know. I guess
I'm actually kind of sad about that too. But
she's probably on the way here to marry me. I guess I don't know.
what?
But yeah, that's probably what's
Is
going
this
on.
our exclusive tonight?
She's leaving Hollywood, heading out to Knoxville, Knox Vegas.
Awesome. I welcome her to the family. Awesome.
That's it. Margrave says he'll be there for that one. Rock and roll. All right.
I assume Kim is not listening to the show tonight.
No, I guess not. Well, I don't know. I can't tell. This might be. All right. I'm going to let you bring the man of the hour on.
So, super excited. I already introduced him a little bit. Can't say enough about this guy. We are super excited to have the great, the wonderful, the most underrated
there he is.
Wow.
We are in front of a live studio audience. There is
live studio audience.
Wow. Drum roll. So cool. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
I got to brag Keith. He got to talk about the Warlock Chronicles being his favorite. I might have to say, this one might be my favorite.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Well, hell, that's really cool. You see that I did a blank cover for and
really?
did that cover. I didn't do that book actually. That was
you did this book.
No, that one was it was a commission. That somebody wanted me to do it exactly the way it was on the cover, so I did that.
Okay, then this is my
because if it looked that good, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I really.
This is my favorite one. Then
yes, I remember that.
This is it. Keith did my wife and one of her favorite Magic characters, Elspeth, on a blank cover of Magic. There.
That doesn't look like Wonder Woman at all.
No, it's not Wonder Woman. It's Magic the Gathering.
I could have done Wonder Woman if you wanted me to.
I don't know if she's a Wonder Woman fan or not. I don't know. I think she's more Catwoman. I think she's more Catwoman if I had to pick a character.
Okay.
She likes the cats.
Sounds good. I could do that too.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
So, Keith, what I'd like to know, one of the things that you worked a long time, I think several years, with John Byrne. How was that like?
It was great. Something I never expected to have happen. I think I was asked by Mark Grunwald if I was interested in doing background inking over Alpha Flight with him because he was looking for somebody. He's a very busy guy, so they were trying to just have him do the figure work, and I would do the backgrounds of the inks on that. And I said, yeah, sure, definitely. I mean, I love John Byrne's stuff since ROG 2000. I used to read all that, and it was an amazing experience. For the time that I was working on Alpha Flight and then the Hulk at Marvel with him.
Cool. So, what about the Tom Rainey Warlock Chronicles? The piece I love.
That. Yeah, it's really funny. I didn't even know they were going to do all that sparkly stuff. Like
a lot of sparkly stuff.
Yeah. I think it's like one of the first books to have that on there. I think it possibly won something. I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, it was great and was embossed also, which was really cool. And I love working over Tom Rainey's pencils. his style, even like way back then, was absolutely amazing. And I had such a great time working with him on those issues of Warlock.
So,
Yes.
Brad, throw up our issue that we've got coming out.
Huh?
I put,
Oh,
so,
oh, look at that! Wow. Hey, I
so
want one of those.
there is a piece that Keith did for me for specifically the Paradox Reckonings. We kept the name Paradox Chronicles. The story's not called the Paradox Chronicles, but we wanted to keep it as true to the
The
Warlock Chronicles
homage.
as possible.
Yeah.
He did it after Tom Rainey. I think that piece is beautiful. I just really
It is.
do. It captured it. It was
I,
great. Didn't have all the sparkles on it, but it's an absolute beautiful piece. Of course, that's Paradox taking Warlock's place, and then Keith actually, I don't know if he remembered this. He kept getting hung up on the staff. He's like, "Now, how do you want me to do this staff? I mean, I'm not sure what you want." So we were trying to put the orb at the top and stuff like
right.
that. But
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
but
Because that totally different. But that was perfect. I'm so glad you suggested that. It worked.
yeah,
Worked.
I thought it was beautiful. Couldn't have been happier that you did it. It fit great. It's a great looking cover. It's one that as I've been showing people slowly, they're like, that seems familiar, and I chuckle a little bit. Yeah, it should seem familiar. So
Yeah, the orb
Sure.
on the staff is a nice touch. Very nice
Definitely.
touch.
Definitely. And I love the space in the background too. That's great. That it really pops the character out. It looks great.
so I'm going to add something else here. I'm a fan. Growing up, I was a Silver Surfer fan, of course, Daredevil. I loved all the Warlock Chronicles. We're going to go ahead and do a exclusive here tonight. Putting Keith.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I love my exclusives, man.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
Uh,
tell us what it is now.
so I have asked Keith. I've approached Keith. He's willing to take the challenge. I just wanted to. One of my favorite artists from growing up in the '90s, because he did the Surfer and stuff like that. A guy named Jim Starlin. So Jim Starlin did a pencil piece for us, and I talked to Keith about it, and Keith said, "Gosh, I would love, and I mean love, and correct me if I'm wrong, Keith." He's like, "I'd love to ink a Starlin piece." He's like, "That'd be." He's like, "I never got to do one."
Never. Never.
And with Keith doing the Warlock Chronicles and stuff like that, I thought, well, this is perfect. So for the first time and the only time until it's finished and we're ready to run it, I'm going to pop up the pencil piece by Jim Starlin. Go for it, Brad.
All right.
So there's our pencil piece,
There it is.
and it's a cross. It's got Paradox and the Oz pieces in it, and then Keith is going to take a stab at it and actually see how he can bring this piece even more to life. So put
I'll
Keith.
do what I can. I'll do what I can, guys.
Pressure's on now. The
Man,
pressure's on.
this is crazy. I mean, we are a independent publisher, and you have a Jim Starlin piece getting inked by Keith Williams.
What the crap? Are we Marvel or what?
Is this the Marvel bullpen? Like, I
I
don't
think
know.
it's pretty cool.
Man, I was promoting Spider-Man. We're out of control, man, for being independent.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. That
you
is
guys are
huge.
doing great. I'm telling you. Yeah, absolutely.
we're
Thank
we're
you.
trying. We're trying. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens there when he's done. That's going to be phenomenal. I know you're going to do a great job on it.
Yes, fingers crossed. Yes.
So let's go back to Keith's career for a second. I want to ask him because
Yeah.
I never got to ask him the first time. Why don't can you explain to us what it means to be a John Romita Raider? What is that?
Oh, okay. John Romita Raider. That's a job. You're sort of like an apprentice to John. John was art director at Marvel at the time, so he would have pages coming in from the editors, and they would say, "Oh, well, this head doesn't look right. This costume isn't right for this character. We want this instead of that. You have to fix the backgrounds on this or whatever." And what he would do is he would take it into his office, and he would sit down there and work on that. Now, the thing is that so many different jobs came to him, like on like in one day, that it
Right.
was a lot. So they decided that they would put together an apprentice program. It wasn't called Raiders yet, but I overheard that they needed people to join this thing, and I like ran into the office right after I heard, and I said, "You got to take me. You got to take me." At the time I was doing a whole mess of backgrounds for a whole mess of different people, uh, but like I said, wow, like this is a chance to actually work in the Marvel offices and to work with John Romita, who did Spider Man. Come on, so I put my hat in the ring, and fortunately, John said, "Yeah, sure. Like I could do it. Yeah, kid, come on, you can go and do it." So, so I ended up being the first guy. I was able to, like then work in the office and had my own table, my own spot, and just started, doing art corrections.
So that's a pretty. So the reason I wanted him to tell that story, that's a pretty big deal at Marvel. I mean,
Yeah,
that's not the flunky position. That's the guy that he's there. He's making things happen. He's the key person in the
Yeah.
bullpen. When every time you read a Marvel comic and it talked about the bullpen, that's Keith.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
well,
Yeah.
it was
You're right.
it's just that yeah, I was really lucky. The timing was right, and I was actually living in the city at the time, so that really helped out a lot too. To be able to get to
Nice.
the offices every day, and then after me, a whole mess of other guys came in, and a lot of them because they've either inked, colored, or like drawn or whatever, like different books and stuff. Like most of the times when people would join the Raiders would be for about a year or like somewhere around that amount of time, and then they would move on. And usually, if they moved on, they ended up moving on to doing their own stuff, either for Marvel or DC or whatever. Like these
Very
guys,
cool.
we learned from the best, and John was the best. And he was there, and there were a lot of other artists that would come in every once in a while, and they'd look at our stuff too, and we would be able to talk to them also, which was so cool, and like get hints on how to do things, and it was great.
That's
Well, all
awesome.
right. So tell us one other thing. Tell us about the working with Christopher Priest and how all that worked out. What does that mean?
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, that was that's why I was working as a raider, and I was there for just about a year, or maybe a little over a year. And Jim Owsley, who at the time was an assistant editor to Larry Hama, walked up to me and asked, like I said, "Hey, Keith, I've just been promoted to editor on the Spider-Man books. Would you like to, be my assistant editor?" And he said, "I think it would be really cool. You could be the cool guys." And I'm looking at him going, what are you talking about? Are you kidding? And so it was like because I was really thinking, like I was gonna be continuously working with John and doing art corrections and then work my way up to being an inker, at that point. But that all changed when Jim asked me, and as you know, Jim is Christopher Priest. So I did, like doing the Black Panther and stuff like that later on. So I said, yeah, let's go. Like I mean, when
Yeah.
do you get offers like this? And on the flagship book at the time. So yeah, first black all black editorial team.
I
Working
mean, that's
on
huge. Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is.
Well, you're
I still
talking
don't.
about it's at a time when Marvel is at its height.
Yeah,
Really. I
it
mean,
is. Yeah.
they are rocking and rolling. They're starting to build that $4 billion property image and stuff like that. And that's why I make such a big deal about it. You're one of those guys that, I mean, don't get me wrong. We had the Kirby's and the Sterenkos and stuff like that, and they were bringing us along in the 60s and 70s. I'm not trying to downplay their roles, but you came along at the time when Marvel was actually really starting to flourish and blow up and stuff like that. You truly were one of those cornerstone pieces at the most pivotal time of Marvel, which is why they had a $4 billion industry.
Yeah. like I said, I was lucky. I was lucky to get there in there at the time. Like if I step back a little bit, I got to say that Don Perlin, who was also working at Marvel at the time, and he was, I think he might have actually been art director at that moment. He ended up getting me my first job there. After him seeing my Marvel tryout book that I inked over John Romita Jr.'s pencils on. So and
Nice.
he thought that I showed promise and got me that first job doing Marvel team up on the Amazing Spider-Man and whoever he was teaming up with at the time, and I would do the backgrounds over good grief. Oh gosh, Mike Esposito. Mike
Esposito,
Esposito. I
yeah.
was working with him. Like he was inking the figures, and I would do the backgrounds. So yeah, I it's like fortunate sets of circumstances and then me hanging on to it and going and proving that it wasn't just totally luck that I did hopefully
But you
have
deserved
something
it.
that they could. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I was just continuously working every day, moving up into weird directions, like being an assistant editor and being an assistant editor on Spider-Man, on which also had Transformers and a few other and Marvel Tale, yeah, Marvel Tales, which I was the editor on when I was
Nice.
there, and yeah, it was an amazing experience. I even had like a few weeks that I was actually there, like sort of like on my own, like just about I think it was about 2 weeks, and I had to deal with making sure the books were still going out on time. So yeah, it was a very cool experience.
I bet that's a lot of responsibility.
Yes, yes. Well, I learned from Jim, and and then everybody else that came into the office that we had to deal with, like Virginia Omita, who was trafficking, and had to make sure the books got out on time. Jim Shooter, who was the editor in chief at the time, I had to make sure that he was happy, and yeah, it was an amazing experience
Yeah, I
Shooter
bet.
can look
and
scary
scary.
sometimes.
Yes, scary, very scary. Oh yeah, yeah. I was, yeah, yeah. I may have looked cool on the outside, but I was sweating bullets inside. Yeah,
No, that sounds super exciting. I mean, busy, exciting, and things
it is.
happening.
It
So
is.
did you catch the
Cool.
part? And this is why I say Keith is so humble. He's like, yeah, like all of a sudden I was hanging out with all these cool people and stuff like that. I all I could see was Keith being like this kid walking with his tray in the lunchroom saying, "I'm at the cool kids table,"
that's
but he
sort of
doesn't
like what it
realize
sounds
he's the cool kid. So
Yeah. Yep.
like. No, my God,
Yep.
these are people that I've read their comic books for years. Okay, when I was a little kid. All right,
right,
watching the animated cartoons back then, and this is the '60s.
Oh yeah.
So watching Superman, Batman Hour, the Spider-Man cartoon, Fantastic Four, all that stuff,
awesome stuff.
and then to like through all those years, and then finally getting to the point, and this is what I wished for most of my life was to do this stuff, to finally get to that point. What was amazing. Like I mean, shoot, if I didn't get inking regular inking work, I wouldn't have mind almost being like a background inker for the rest of the time that I was there, because it was just so cool. Seriously.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, I want to do another reveal for Keith.
All right. What are we looking
It's
at?
it's not the one. This is another one. This is a piece that Keith did. It's got Order in the Graveyard, a little
Oh
bit of Oz stuff. I do not think he has seen this colored yet. Have you?
no,
Okay.
no, I have not.
So he drew it and he inked this. So he's art and inker on this one.
Oh
You
my
ready?
Yep, go for
god. Oh my gosh.
it. What do you think?
Holy cow. Oh, that
You
is
like it?
wow. Oh, I love what you did with the moon and the clouds and stuff like that in the background too. Oh my gosh. That is fantastic. Oh,
I love when we get to do reveals for
wow.
people that are part of stuff. So
Oh
Yeah, man,
my
that looks
gosh.
good.
That is great. Thank you guys. That is
Yeah.
fantastic. It has a great mood to it. I love it. I love it. Wow.
So
Thank you.
that piece is I
Whew.
couldn't we missed it. It was supposed to try to go into the tour book. That's where it
Oh,
was going to go to. I had to get the tour book printed before we went to Heroes Con. We just missed the deadline on that piece, getting it back being colored, but I'm still going to use it, so don't worry about that, Keith. But the goal that Keith and I talked about, and if you notice, inside is on the little wall in the background. That's the
Oh, hang
yellow
on, hang on, hang
road.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, I
that's
see him. Yeah, that's really good job.
Inside's on the back wall. That's the graveyard of the first graveyard of man. That's basically on the yellow brick road. Is the mood and setting for that, and order has returned for that. So you'd have to read the story to know too much more. But if you notice, the weapons of the Oz characters are there, so it leads you to believe that they were vanquished.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I see that. Keith, did you put that blood on that weapon, or did the
Yes,
colors do
I
that?
did. I did do that. I figured, well, yeah.
Yeah,
I
order's
mean,
been
I want to
busy.
make sure I made the point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
order's been busy.
She's becoming disordered. Yes.
I
Oh.
feel that she was a really, really, woman.
So here's the thing, Keith, and I probably never explained this to you, and most I try to. This is part of the reveal in my comic book. Order and Deceit, excuse me, play what seems like background roles in the comic, but what most readers find out by the time they get to issue 6 is, and all issues are finished. We're done. There's no changing stories. They've been penciled, inked, colored. We're done. What they find out is the whole story was always about order and paradox, or order and deceit. It was never about paradox in the first place. So that's why that piece becomes a very important piece, because it actually foreshadows everything you need to know about order. So
Wow.
I was glad you did it. Was very happy with it.
Oh, I'm glad it turned out the way you wanted it to. I'm always worried until I finally get it back to the person that's asked me to do it. So I'm always in terror.
It looks great. It does.
I'm
Good
glad.
job.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank
So
you.
that's our reveal for our watchers, and our reveal for Keith Williams, since he had not got to
Yeah.
see it.
I did not see this. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for showing it to me. You got to definitely send this to me. My wife will love to see this.
Keith inked, and I just want to make sure he gets full credit for it. He inked it and he drew it, so it's not just inked by Keith. Inked it and drew it. So
yes, I did.
No, that's crazy good.
Wow,
Crazy good.
wow.
And I know. See, so I'm sad because I know there's another cover that Keith has done for Rick that we can't show yet.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, I think, or last week, and I saw the roughs, and I was like, I'm pretty jealous. I'm pretty jealous because, as I said then, you were the correct person, the best person for that job for sure.
Oh,
and I cannot wait till we can reveal that.
So let me throw a little bit into that. And Jazz and Grant were involved in this process. I literally spent 3 months trying to find an artist to do that. The piece that Brad is alluding to, that Keith did, that I do not want to reveal tonight. I spent about 3 months going through a litany of artists and talking to several. And somehow Keith had sent me something to ask me a question. I forgot what it was. And then all of a sudden I said, Keith, you want to do this? And I told him what it was. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. And I had a little trepidation. It's like, does Keith really want to do it? Or, what am I going to get? Because I know he's good. And he sent it to me. And I sent back to him. I said, Keith, this is the most beautiful piece I've ever seen. And he's like, once again, humble. Cool. I'm glad you like it. No, Keith, this is the most beautiful piece I've ever seen. I'm not saying I like it. It's the most beautiful piece I've ever seen. He's like, okay, whatever. Then we had it colored. And I've shown that piece to about 10 people, a very select group, including Keith.
Oh, I haven't seen it colored. You got it colored?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think I only saw roughs.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. It is shocking.
Man, this bullpen, this is a rough bullpen.
It wasn't
the light side. That's the
you got to show Brad, side. Rick. Oh my gosh!
You know what?
I have not seen it colored. That's exciting.
Let's see how I feel right now. Talk for a second. Let me see what I've got.
Let me ask you this: is that for Paradox 2? What is that for? Or is that for Oz?
No, that is for Oz #2.
Oh, Oz 2. So
Yeah, it's
yeah, we're a little
Oz.
ways. You're a little ways. Not going to be on Oz #1.
No, no, no.
All right.
Do a little talking for a second. Let me
Well,
see how I feel about this.
I do have to tell you
Uh-oh.
something. So you sort of pay attention here, Rick. Jeremy has ordered all your original DVP books.
Where do you order them from?
I think various eBay website addresses. So he's catching up on the story.
Does he like the story or not?
I don't think he's gotten them all in yet. He sent me
Okay.
pictures of I think DVP 2 and 3 is what he
Thanks,
has
Jeremy.
so far.
Appreciate that. Hope you're digging the journey.
Yeah. Yeah, just remember he didn't write those other stories when you hate them. He said he got them on eBay. He's eBayed them. So yeah, but
Awesome. We went to the flea market and found one of them one day out in Oak Ridge.
well, it's a consignment store. I had to think about that.
Consignment store. I'm sorry. I said
Yeah,
that.
consignment store. Yeah.
Consignment store. A friend
yeah,
of mine
Without
worked
Fear.
there.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got a couple of those in our areas. We've got Without Fear that's set up in that consignment store, like where these guys, they put their comic books. He's a cool dude. And then we've got Bing's out in Harriman, where these are kind of like, I would call them antique stores, but they're not manned, but somebody sets up a shop there and you take your books up to the front and pay for them. But yeah, that one came from Without Fear. We found one.
Yeah, and I lied. I said I actually got it Without Fear. That is not true. I ran into a person I knew that was there, and he said, "You did these comics?" And he actually took them from me, and I didn't get a chance to buy them. So
What?
Oh, that's right. They had you sign them and they put them in the case.
they had me
That's right.
sign them.
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
We were
Yeah.
there to buy him because he was promoting us as local
Yeah.
independent
Yeah.
publishers. And the guy I
That's
knew,
funny.
whose name is Sarge, he's like, "You wrote these?" Like, "No, sign them. I'm buying them. I'm not letting you buy them."
Yeah, I knew there was something going on there, but yeah,
Oh
those
my
little
God.
stores are neat, man. I really like
Yeah.
those. That's cool that these guys can just set up a little shop and sell some comic books. I like that.
All right, so I'm going to do this because, and I tell you why I'm going to do this. I really like Keith Williams. I really do. This is not a BS conversation. I'm not just trying to stroke the guy's ego or something like that. I really like this guy.
Absolutely.
He did a piece that I wanted to run on June 7th, June 7th of this year and have the issue out. But our Kickstarter, getting books in, it's kind of messed us up a little bit. This is probably one of the best pieces I personally think I have ever seen. I'm glad I negotiated up front from Keith to get the original art on it because I love it. So this is the cover for Oz #2.
Wow.
In celebration of Prince, who's my favorite artist from Purple Rain. Go ahead and throw it up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I've not seen that.
Wow.
That piece
Boy.
is beautiful. If you don't think it's beautiful, you are out of your mind. He's got the scarecrow up in the corner where Apollonia was on the cover. I got one of the witches on the purple famous motorcycle.
Yeah.
I love this piece.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to quiz
Oh.
you, Rick. What was that motorcycle?
I know nothing about motorcycles. I know that he drove down to the Lake Winnetonka, and you had to purify yourself.
Well, you got to remember, Prince was a smaller guy. That'll help you. So I'm cutting down some CCs for you.
Kawasaki? I don't know.
Oh no!
I know nothing about motorcycles. Nothing.
Oh man! Anybody out there listening know what bike that was?
That
I can
wasn't a
Google it
Hornet,
really
was
fast
it?
and
It's not a Hornet.
Say again there, Keith.
Hornet? Not a Hornet. I don't
No,
know. Something.
But you're getting close. You
Yeah.
are in the right.
Yeah,
you're in the
I
right
know.
manufacturer.
Yeah.
So what's unique about it was it had an A at the end because it stood for automatic when they were trying automatics. But it was a Honda CB400 automatic.
Well, I
And they
said
put
that. You said I was wrong.
and they put this giant fairing on the front of it because Prince is a small guy. I mean, very small guy. But the fairing on the front made the bike look a lot bigger than it was.
So here's the deal. I'm a huge Prince fan. For those that don't know, Brad and I last year, was it last year or the year before, we actually went out to the Paisley Park studio,
2 years, 3 years. Yeah, something like that.
visited the studio, saw where Prince recorded, saw the little bike trail that he took back and
Paisley
forth.
Park.
Paisley
Yeah.
Park. I'm a huge Prince fan, and so me having a Prince homage cover was very important for me. I can't tell you how big of a fan I am. I mean, I loaded up a plane with my cousin just to go check this out, and my daughter.
Well, that's not the only place we went to. We went to the house where his movie, I guess In Purple Rain, the house they called his childhood home. We went and saw it even. Yeah, we went anywhere we could go while we were there.
Hey, did you know Wendy and Lisa bought that house from the estate and they've turned it into an Airbnb?
Yeah. Why hadn't you booked a room there yet?
Tried. They actually had they booked it for 3 months, or they opened it up for 3 months. The waiting list is like 200,000 people or something insane.
Wow.
I tried them.
So did they, because the house is kind of small, because it's right there in the city.
2 bedrooms.
Right. So did they expand it or anything, or they just kept it the way it is?
No, they kept it the same. They've gutted it inside. They have actually made it his Purple Majesty's look. I mean, they've got a Prince bed, all the Prince fixtures, Prince records hanging up. I mean, they didn't make it look like what it looks like in the movie. They made it look like if you're a Prince fan and you want to lay on purple satin sheets and stuff like that. So,
it's right there in the city.
Wow.
It is right there in the city.
I wonder how the neighbors feel. Because I don't even think it had a driveway. It didn't even have a driveway, if I remember right. You parked on the road.
It had a driveway on the left, did it not?
I don't think so. I think you parked on the road.
Dude, if you're Prince or you're Prince's stuff, you can do whatever you want to.
I guess so, yeah. Especially in that city. You can do whatever you want to. So
you better believe it. Nobody's going to question it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there was my big reveal that I did not want to show anybody. But
I can't believe it.
I love Keith so much. I think it's an awesome piece. I think it stands out above so many other pieces of any artist. It's just awesome.
No, and you did a great job on that bike, Keith. I mean, I like that a lot.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you.
Did very good job.
What about the witch and the scarecrow, man?
Those are okay too, but the bike's great.
I'm looking at the fog. I'm looking at that and the highlights that the colors put in there. I mean, it looks great. It looks great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I can't I can't say enough about it. It's amazing.
That's a piece that'll never be sold, Keith. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah,
that goes on my wall. I promise you.
That's fine. I'm glad.
Wait, you had the original to this rig?
I negotiated up front with Keith the original, and I was shocked how good it looked. It's like I was thinking, Keith, no matter what he says, no matter how he asks, I'm not giving this one back. So,
that's all right.
The original's mine.
That's awesome.
Did you by any chance get the other piece?
I just got it actually yesterday.
Good. Okay.
We're good. We're good.
Good. Okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm glad.
Yeah, that might be Rick. Rick's got a lot of cool pieces, but that might be my favorite.
I can't
I'm
believe.
gonna have to think about it.
You know, here's the thing. I can't let Jay Lee watch these because I told Jay that his piece was my favorite, and he said to me, he's like, "Now, if I catch you lying to me,
oh no!"
But this is before I got this piece. When I said that, I don't know how to play this out. And he's going to be here to respond too.
I love Jay's stuff.
I do too.
Yeah, this one pulls. This one pulls in the right places. This pulls on the heartstrings and looks just That one's.
I'm so glad you guys like it.
Yeah, that's probably my. Because Rick gets covers by like I said, it feels like the Marvel bullpen around here, and yeah, I think that might be my favorite one for sure.
Wow,
for sure, it looks really good.
Well,
looks really good. That might be that might beat the one you did for my wife. I don't know. I was pretty excited about that one, but yeah.
Oh no.
This is like minor league versus major league, dude. Come on, we're not in the same.
I'm sorry, we all can't be ballers like you. I'm my bad.
Oh, good grief.
This is from Pulp Fiction, man. It's not the same ball game, okay?
I know it's not. It is not the same ball game. But yeah, that is.
That's great.
Yeah, phenomenal piece. Phenomenal
holy
piece.
Cow!
So tell me, Keith, Heroes Con.
Yes.
Are you there by yourself? Are you there with anybody else? Are you? with a shop?
Oh,
What are
no,
you
no, no.
doing?
It's me. It's
It's
me.
just you.
Me and my wife.
Rock and
She'll
roll.
be there. Mm-hmm.
Are
Yep,
you in
yep, yep.
Artist Alley?
Uh, I guess it's like the guest artist area. I don't know if that's separate from Artist Alley or not, but wherever it is, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be my first time being there, so.
We're in Artist Alley too. It just happens to be the alley out back beside the loading dock.
No.
No, I thought you said we were near the dumpsters.
We got to share. Yeah, we're
Which
sharing the
one's
dump.
better?
No,
I
I
don't
think we have
know.
a prime place at Heroes Con.
Yeah, I think we're
Oh, good.
1186. 1186 is our
Okay.
number. Yeah.
When
Okay.
you come down the
1180.
second set of escalators, I think our booth is, if I understand where we're at, our booth is right there on the other set of escalators, which is really
I
cool.
will definitely find you guys. I hope I
Well, you
won't get
won't miss the
lost.
booth.
But I will find you.
Matt Wilson, who actually has done a couple covers and stuff like that, we get to brag about this. He's my letterer, and he also does cover work. He did our booth, and when Brad and I opened up our booth for the first time a couple of weeks ago for a show we did, we're like, yeah, it's
Need a bigger
big.
house.
Wow.
When they say go big or go home, we can't go home.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's great. I can't wait to see it, guys.
So
Can't wait to
I've
see it.
already told Rick, I was like, we know it's not going to fit behind the table we've got. So I guess I'm going to be like chaining it up against the wall across the way or something. Because
Do you think people will ask us to leave?
I think they're going to have a good time. I think that's what's
yeah,
going to happen. I think
Yeah.
everybody's going to have a good time there.
no doubt.
Absolutely.
Well, we are approaching our hour, and we don't want to keep everybody on. So Rick, anything else you want to ask Keith or talk about before we close him out?
I just want to say, first of all, thank you, Keith, for being on. Thank you for doing so much work for us. I'm looking forward to the piece you're working on right now.
Okay.
Dude, I mean it from the heart when I say that you're one of my favorites. Really love talking to you. And I do hope you let us hang out with you a little bit there. I appreciate everybody else tuning in for us. The support we've gotten for Resolute Bliss tour book right now. Brad's about to get his. Hopefully any day now. I was hoping he might do a reveal tonight, but he didn't.
It's got to get here before Heroes Con. They got to get here.
But super excited. We're looking forward to this journey. We're having a good time, and comic books are just cool as kids. So,
yeah, man. Keith, I just want to thank you for being the coolest guy in comics.
Oh, guys, thank you so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed this. And, and if you ever want to do it again, just let me know.
well, he said it, and we have it recorded now.
Yeah, this is evidence.
Because when he gets off of this, his wife says, "What did you do? Those guys are nuts."
You're a John Romita Raider. Why are you talking to Resolute Bliss?
You gotta be. Stop. You guys are great. No.
Oh, thank you so much.
Everything that you asked me to do, it makes me learn more about how to, do what I'm doing. So
Awesome.
That's great.
And I always have a ball, doing stuff like that. So thank you.
No, thank you, Keith. We hope you have a wonderful night. I'm going to let you
You
hop
too.
off here, but we definitely appreciate you. And we're going to talk about this weekend again and Rick's tour book, but I'm going to let you go. And like I said, we appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, Rick. So Jeremy was talking about your books. The tour book that you have, is it Paradox 1 or the tour book that talks about pre-Paradox? Isn't there a prequel in one of them?
So Paradox 1 has a prequel. So if Jeremy might need to slow his roll if he wants to get the whole thing.
Hang on. So that's what's on Kickstarter right now. Your Paradox 1.
Yes.
Okay.
It's got all the prequel stuff in it. It does a lot of build up on the story, and there's a lot of setups in it that is nowhere else. That's what's on Kickstarter now.
And then it takes DVP1's artwork and modernizes it maybe. And
modernizes it, brings it into the universe so that I can keep the story rolling so I can finish it the way I want it to. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. And then in your tour book, you've just got like a preview of Paradox 1 in it.
Correct. It is not the prequel though piece. It's Paradox 1.
Okay, it's Paradox 1. Now we're on the same page. Rock and roll. All right. He says he's still waiting on issue 1. Hopefully, we'll be here Saturday. That's cool.
Thanks for your support, Jeremy.
That's cool. I want to go back over real quick. Like I said, you can catch Bill this Saturday out at Comics Exchange. You can go see Joe Quesada this Saturday over at Nirvana. Like I said, I think people are probably already sitting outside for Joe Quesada for Saturday. He is 11 to 7. I know that or maybe it's 11 to 6. He might leave an hour early.
He's Joe Quesada. He can leave whenever he wants to.
That's true. I know signatures are $30, and he is doing remarks for $250. And they've got a deal where if you buy the remark, you get a blank cover of his new book, the one I said earlier. I've already forgot it. What is it, Rick? Tell me.
Without words.
I'm not gonna look it up. Yeah. Anyway, you get the blank cover for it, and if you purchase the remark. And like I said, we know people are lining up because the first 10 get a free signature, $30 value, and the first one gets that awesome free gift. Rocky's open this weekend on Saturday, and then next weekend over at Crypto Impal is his sidewalk sale. So if you want to pick up some issues, like I said, you can fill a short box for $50, or you can take a blind short box Independence for $40. So we're thankful for our community, thankful for you guys tuning in and listening to us and getting to. Hopefully, maybe some of y'all, this is the first time you met Keith Williams, man. I'm telling you, he is the coolest and the nicest guy in comics there is. That's for sure.
He is. He truly is.
All right. Got anything else, Rick, before we close it down?
No. Thank you all for tuning in. Brad, I wish you a great evening. And
you too, buddy.
Thanks for setting this up again. And looking forward to Heroes Con. Can't wait. Want your books to get in. Super happy that mine have made it a little shiny. And we'll see what happens.
Everybody. That's awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm rooting for you. Y'all have a good weekend. We will see you back here next Thursday.
Go Panthers!